joining us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I'm Nikki Maduro as a wreath. Hold on, I got to get it right. I am a Christmas wreath, and she's Kim McAllister. And this is our last show of 2025. Yeah. So this won me my ugly sweater contest with my husband and all of our friends. I told you guys about the sweater that I was making. So see, it's much longer. But here it is. I made it. I couldn't find the garland, the green garland, but I made it with real garland. I think it turned out pretty good.
You made that? That is so cute.
Isn't it cute?
I love it.
It's all lit up. I got a battery pack in my sleeve. It turned out really, really cute. I think.
Did you pin it to the sleeves or sew it in or what?
I hot glued it. So it's all hot glued. But then when you put it down, it's still kind of cute. You know what I mean? So it's a thing. You're going to be hearing me rustling back here during the show. I'm just going to say. But yeah, so see, it's just kind of, it's a Merry Christmas.
You look so cute.
Eve. And thank everyone for joining us on our a different time today because we are going to be celebrating the holidays. And this is our last show of 2025. So thank you guys for being here and for supporting us all year long because we are 100% crowdfunded. So we always appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for those of you who have bumped up your donations for the holidays. We take Patreon. The Nikki Maduro Show at gmail.com is the email for both PayPal, Patreon. All the links are in the show notes down below. And of course, our super chat and super stickers are live throughout the show, whether we are live or not. But we love you guys. And we just love being here, as we say all the time. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Merry Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrate right now. I had this woman on X saying, don't say happy holidays, say Merry Christmas. Say whatever the hell you want.
Why? What if I want to, whatever you celebrate?
Hanukkah, whatever,
What if I want to incorporate everyone? It's not just the Christmas people, it's the everybody.
Exactly. There's so many holidays happening right now. Oh, Phineas, I'm so sorry that you're sick, but happy birthday, early birthday. Oh, huge birthday plans, but now he has pneumonia.
It's such a bummer. I'm so sorry you're not feeling well.
I'm sorry, Phineas. Yeah. Oh, I hope you're taking some good meds though. That sucks. I am so sorry. Well, sending you a lot of healing prayers from my home to yours. So, and a very big happy birthday to you, my friend. Very happy birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a question as the year comes to an end, as we say, it's finally effing over because I remember right after the election, Kim, this date seemed so far away. I didn't think this year was ever going to end. What are you most excited to leave behind? And let's start with politics. Okay. What are you excited to leave behind? And what are you looking forward to politically? And you guys let me know in the comments too, politically in 2026, because there are some things that I am looking forward to in the coming year. You guys let me know as well.
I don't know. I mean, the thing I want to leave behind is we're still sitting in the White House. I can't leave him behind. We got it for another 3 years. God bless America. What am I most excited to leave behind? I don't know if I have an answer. I can't think of anything. What am I most excited for? I guess to see who emerges as, the midterms will be exciting to see if
that is the most thing I'm excited
get that House and gosh, if we got the Senate, wouldn't that be awesome? But okay, let's get the House, right? I guess we can't get the Senate. So that could be exciting. That could offer a little bit of hope, and to see who emerges as the next candidate for president, on both sides. So that'll be interesting because even though it's a while, they'll still, we'll still see people rising to the top, I think.
Absolutely.
What about you?
I'm so excited to leave Elon Musk and Doge behind.
Okay.
I am so excited that Elon Musk, at least at this point, appears to be done with politics, although never say never. Although he did give that interview we talked about a couple of weeks ago where, he said, if I could do it again, I wouldn't do Doge again. Like it did not turn out the way that he thought it was going to turn out. He should have just focused on his companies. So I am happy to leave Elon Musk and his political aspirations, his flamethrower, his stupid ass ideas in 2025. That is what I am most excited. I'm excited to leave Doge in 2025. I'm glad that it's.
I can see that. Yeah.
I'm done with that. I'm done with the catastrophe that it was for so many people. I'm looking forward to hopefully correcting some of the mistakes that were made, but I don't know if we'll be able to do that.
Yep.
And like you, I'm excited for the midterms. I'm really hoping that voters see the writing on the wall and understand the grift that is Donald Trump. You know, these numbers coming out, the jobs report and inflation, you guys have to understand these numbers don't really fully, I mean, I want to see improvement. Don't get me wrong. I will say this till the cows come home. I want to see improvement in our economy. I want to see lower inflation. I want these things, whether it happens with Trump or somebody else, I want to see it. But that we can't trust these numbers yet because of the government shutdown, right? Like these numbers do not show the full picture yet. Hopefully they soon will, right? But we need to be able to trust the people that are in the positions to give us these numbers. So if he's going to start replacing, the people to give him just numbers that he wants, that's not telling me things that I need to know. So, but I want to see the economy turn around. That's what I'm looking forward to in 2026. Am I optimistic that it's going to happen? I don't know. On one hand, I do want it to. I don't want people to hurt anymore, Kim. But with healthcare as it is, I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see how people are going to do better next year than they did this year. I don't know how they make it happen unless something really big happens. And I hate to say it like that. I just really hate to say it. That is another big story that we were also going to touch on, Gordon. Thanks for saying it. They did rule, the Supreme Court, shocker, 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 that Trump cannot send troops into Chicago. That's true. And that's this Supreme Court, shocker among shockers, which is great. And again, this is going to have repercussions for other cities that are facing the same threat. We have a lot of big decisions coming out from the U.S. Supreme Court. And so that's going to be playing a huge role in what happens coming down the line. Thank you, Harry, for the $10 donation. Yay. Having a Maduro mule and a Kimikaze and predicting a blue wave in 26 and 28. Praying we get there. Thanks for a great year. Merry Christmas, Nikki and Kim. Merry Christmas to you, Harry. And I'm having my Maduro mule right here. So thank you. I'm optimistic that the Dems are going to pull it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to get my hopes too far up though. You know what I mean? Like Dems sometimes get a little too excited. You know what I mean? Like, but the Republicans seem to keep stumbling over themselves. They really do. I think that they've made early mistakes. Trump is losing GOP support. Absolutely. I think Erica Kirk at that rally or the Turning Point conference,
America Fest,
or whatever, coronating JD Vance as the next candidate before the primary. I agree it was a bit of a mistake. There is too much time between now and then. A lot can happen. I am still going to go on record, and I know a lot of people are saying it. It doesn't look right. It don't look right to me.
It doesn't look right. Did you see her talking with Nicki Minaj about JD Vance? And of course, Minaj called Vance an assassin. Didn't mean to say it, but then it was all awkward and weird. But she was trying to say like, oh, he's so hot or he's so good looking or whatever. And it was just so awkward. Like he's the furthest from good looking. He's not cute and he's kind of icky. Yeah. I guess it's just to me, it's about a man who knows who he is, Yeah. And it seems like JD Vance has had real identity issues trying to figure out who he is in this world. Yeah. One minute he likes Trump. The next minute he doesn't like Trump. One minute, his name is this. And the next minute his name is that. He's just not someone who is sure of himself, who appears to me to be someone in charge. He's a guy. He's a yes man. Yeah. He's a chameleon. He goes
whatever way the wind blows. You know what I mean?
Chameleon who will put himself in whatever position he can to get what he can for himself and his family without any regard for anyone else. I just don't. He's icks me out.
I think that though the scary thing about Vance is I think because he's a chameleon, like you say, he seems like the adult in the room. compared to Trump, right? So he seems like, although I think he loses it. I mean, you've seen him in the press conferences. You should be saying thank you and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I think his past comments will continue to follow him, especially if he decides to run for president, which of course he's going to. And he keeps insulting his own family. You know what I mean? This whole like white, elevation, which I'm not hating on different cultures and people from different parts of the world. But this whole idea of like white equals best when you are married to an Asian woman and have mixed race kids, it's really uncomfortable to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's just odd that you keep pushing this out. I have no idea what the conversation must be at in the Vance house when he gets home. But again, it just seems like he's trying to replace her. And it looks like Erica. I know it sounds so bad because I hate to like buy into it because it does seem so like celebrity gossip. But I am sorry, Erica Kirk does not look like the woman of a like that had her husband assassinated a blink ago. Like, yeah. And I know there's no one way to grieve. I know that, but I am sorry. She just. Have you been preparing for this? Like, it seems too prepared. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. Do we need to wear the glitter outfit? Do we need to be in spandex? Do you need to be the Elton John of mourning? I don't understand this. I just don't understand this. I really don't. It's odd. At the very least, it's odd. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
JD has no charm or personality. Yeah, yes, but with MAGA, he does.
This is the craziest thing. Harry Magnan brings up the Heritage American. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. What's conference?
That? So a Heritage American, from what I understand, is someone like me. Someone who can trace their ancestry back to the colonial times. My two people that I'm related to came on the Mayflower.
I see.
So I would be a Heritage American. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Whatever. Whoop-de-whoop-de, big deal.
Okay.
Apparently, the Heritage American has more importance in society than any other American. Recent
to
people,
them.
I mean, if you're a Heritage American, your wants, wishes, dreams, things you need are more important than anybody else.
Says who? Them.
Says who? Because what? I had any control over when my ancestors came here?
Right.
Because they came on the Mayflower, I'm so much more important than anyone else whose family, fought to be here, who, left everything they knew and loved behind to start in a new life with uncertainties and frightening things ahead.
No.
What
I would say slaves. The descendant of slaves would have more. At least they had a harder ride on over. You know what I mean? Like, I would say they had way more skin in the game coming over here and helping build America from the ground up than some Heritage Americans who decimated it.
I forget who said it at the Turning Point USA America Fest, but there was a speaker that said that Heritage Americans, that's where it's at, that those are the people that count, probably because those are the white people,
exactly.
Right? That's why they matter more. But it's just so offensive. It's offensive to everyone else. I really believe that. And how many people are Heritage Americans anyway? So you're talking about a small percentage of people. Not all white people are Heritage Americans. So it's just dumb. Even if you were trying to be racist about it, that's racist, and it's not even elitist because not all Heritage Americans are loaded. So exactly. I don't even know. I don't even want to use that term. That's just stupid.
Well, it's dumb. It's like, who says? Like, did we take a vote that you're more important? Like, it's so conceited. It's like, how about no? Right. How about no? How about the people that didn't enslave people are more important Americans? You know what I mean? How about people that didn't do anything horrific are more important? I mean, why don't I just get to decide what's more important? How about we just don't do that? You know what I mean? It's enough time has passed. And it's so funny that JD Vance and other people keep wanting to look back at things, but never want you to look back at things that have to do with race and redlining and things that still carry over into current society and how people live. Why do we have to keep looking backwards? Why can't we just live in the now? Why are you looking backwards and claiming that you have some sort of, higher standing in society if we're not supposed to be looking backwards and putting any stock into your standing here? I mean, it's just completely hypocritical, and he could just suck it. But I don't know. JD Vance, though, he's going to give some Republicans a run for their money. And after the midterms, it's going to be full steam ahead. So that's another thing that I'm sort of looking forward to and not looking forward to in 2026. I'm looking forward to the midterm. So obviously that's going to be towards the end. And then it's going to be full steam ahead to the presidential election. And I'm already exhausted. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see who the Dems put forward. Kinda. I'm excited about the governor's race here in California. Sorta. I'm always prefacing everything by sort of, because like politics are gross and exhausting. And if you don't have like your person, then it's just hemming and hawing. And I don't know. It's just a heritage chicken is delicious.
Thank you, Jen.
And for the $5 donation, I love it.
Now you're cooking with fire. That's great.
Now that's good. See, I will agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. We should call the midterms congressional elections. That's a good one. Although it's not always, but I mean, it's not only that. I don't know. It's just election season is exhausting and it never seems to end. I'm just really hoping for the blue wave that we all are. So,
well, at least if it never seems to end in this case, it's a constant reminder that we're only in this current boat and on a temporary basis.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Epstein files. Now that's probably also still going to be following us into, well, it is going to follow us into 2026. And Kim and I were laughing before we started the show on the fact that the redactions are not redactions, actually, because you can, I don't know who's in charge of redactions, but if you haven't heard, you can take the redactions away. Here's one video that we found online explaining how to do that.
Guys, I just woke up. People are saying that the Epstein files can be read if you just copy and paste them into a Word doc. Whoever blacked out these documents used Adobe Acrobat, and apparently it's really easy to see what the redactions are.
Oh my God.
For every document, it only works for the documents where whoever redacted them was an idiot and didn't know what they were doing. So we'll go to this document and I'll open it in a new window. You can see it pops up in Adobe Acrobat. And if we scroll down to anything that was blacked out, all you have to do is copy it and then open a Word doc and then paste it in.
Oh God.
Redacted them out right there. From another Epstein's personal accounts with another different bank for which another different bank, for some reason, that was blacked out. We can look at the next line. Payments from this account totaling almost, so this is 111. Payments from this account totaling almost 60,000 were transferred by wire to young women, mostly at foreign beneficiary banks. Why would they black out those dollar amounts? I don't know.
But they did. Here's another video that is even funnier. Like they do it like kind of, you can actually see it up close. And this is the thing, like, I just feel like they thought it was going to be easier this way. And they just didn't realize that they were making it way too easy to take it away. So here we go. Look, this is how they do it. There's no sound to it. You can just watch them do it. So see, they're just moving the black boxes away. So you could just see that's
who is in charge? What a bunch of buffoons. Seriously?
Well, see, back in the day, you would take an actual Sharpie, I'm assuming, right? Like there was actually a physical redaction. And now somebody's like, oh, you can make it really easy by using a computer, and not thinking that if you can use a computer to do it, you can use a computer to take it away in many cases. It doesn't surprise me, though. Who's surprised? Who's surprised that it's that easy? Sometimes analog is best. Oftentimes analog is best, right? Yeah. Take a Sharpie, just do it. But even that, I think back in the day, remember they used to hold it up to a light and so people were like, I can still see it, but still.
It's, you wonder though, and I know they probably used things that were less harmful to show the redaction because you don't want to unredact something and have people's names show up that shouldn't, young women's names or young girls' names or whatever. But you look at that and you wonder, why did they redact that? Like, what's the point of redacting? And it makes me wonder, like, what are they trying to hide?
Unless it's connected to something else further down into the report is what I'm thinking. So like, for instance, that beneficiary is maybe mentioned later on, or there's some sort of connection maybe between the two, or dollar amounts maybe equal some sort of felony. I have no idea, but obviously there was some sort of reason.
Jim, these are the people that help in national security and run the intelligence agency as well. He hires only the best people. Remember, he said, only the best. So yeah, be better than you've ever seen. But it's true. They're bumbling idiots. From the whole Signalgate scandal. Who does that? Yeah. Every time you turn around, they're doing something moronic.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, is the day ending and why?
But I mean, not on purpose. Like mistakes that are not on purpose, that are horrendous.
Because they're idiots. Because he's not hiring the best people. He's hiring people off of Fox News. He's hiring yes men and women. He's not, vetting them. He's like, do you love me? Will you agree with everything that I say? You're hired. That's not hiring the best people.
Champagne Kitty, what a maroon.
Yes,
exactly. Carries, that's what I expect from the Trump administration.
Absolutely. It's so stupid. It's absolutely dumb. Thank you, Louise, for the $5 donation. Merry Christmas to my favorite YouTube mom, feeling the positive vibes from my Bay Area peeps on the plane to San Jose out of Ontario. Mahalo, ladies. Mahalo.
Welcome back home to the Bay Area. Come on up.
Home. Yes, indeed. I'm hoping, So there was like some wind advisories and everything with flights. I don't think that's happening until tonight, though, like later on tonight. So I think your flights should be
big storms,
nice and smooth. Not too much turbulence or anything like that. So that's good. So yeah, I mean, I think that, again, not the best people, just yes men and women, and it's just going to be hilarity from here on out. Just awesome. But the problem is, of course, how are we covering these stories, right? And I'm sure, Kim, you watched the whole thing. I was watching a little bit before we started the show. The 60 Minutes news story you can watch in its entirety because somebody leaked it, which I love the internet. And this is a two-part topic, which I love, right? So if you haven't heard, Barry Weiss, who's the head of CBS now, she basically shelved a completed news story hours before it was supposed to air. They had already aired teasers, right? Like that this is going to be happening and this is going to be airing on 60 Minutes. About the Venezuelan jails and all sorts of the jail, the migrants that have been jailed and whatever, right? And she basically said, because the Trump administration and no one from the White House had given a comment, that the story hadn't moved forward, that there was nothing new, which is total BS, right? I mean, you're showing images, you're having interviews, like. How many times do you see a story by a different news channel about the same topic? All the time. Yeah. It's different reporting. It's done a different way. Like just because it's the same topic doesn't mean it's not going to hit a different way or whatever. Okay. So everyone at 60 Minutes was pissed. I mean, people have like threatened to like quit. So I'm not surprised that the story leaked out, quote unquote, leaked out. But here's my question to you, Kim, and to people that are watching. What counts as a complete news story to you? Like, do you expect, and let's take politics out of it, because sometimes I feel like our politics are showing when we react to stuff like this. Like, of course they should keep going. But we're in the news business, Kim. Okay, we were in the news business. There are times where by the time we're going to air, the person where we want to quote from has not called us back or is dodging our calls. So what do we say?
By the time
this aired, we had not heard back from X, Y, and Z.
That's exactly right. By the time this aired, at press time, we reached out and they didn't offer comment.
Right.
And that is exactly what the reporter said in this piece, that we reached out to the Trump administration and they would not comment. They didn't say they didn't comment by press time. They said they declined to comment, which means you called and they said, we're not talking to you. Click. So are you supposed to hold a fact-based piece because the administration doesn't want to comment? And if
Exactly.
that's why you're holding it, how long are you supposed to hold it? Forever? Just because they don't comment, you kill it?
Right.
Absolutely not. No, no,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no.
Then the administration
Mhm.
will kill every single story they don't like. They're
Right,
like, we're not going to comment. And that means it's not a news story anymore.
right.
That's what Barry Weiss is saying. And
Mhm.
I get that she's trying to make a point about bias, right? Like, oh, you guys need to have the other side to make it seem balanced, right? I'm
That's great.
assuming,
That's
I'm
great.
assuming,
You want to have both perspectives. You especially in a story that's could be perceived as political,
right?
although the conditions and the facts of who is being sent to the CCOT prison don't seem to be biased to me. It is what it
Yes,
is, right? The facts are the
exactly.
facts. But okay, so you want your story to be biased. I mean, to be unbiased, right? You want to tell both sides of the story. But if the other side isn't saying, then you can look back at what they have said about CCOT in the past and say,
Exactly.
the Trump administration has thanked CCOT, and they did. They put Kristi Noem there, and her
Hmm.
thanking the government for allowing them to send people there. She called them our terrorists there in the piece. So I think the reporter did what they could do to show both sides there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Yeah. Kevin saying CBS News has fallen so far. And I would say, and again, we talked last week about KCBS and what happened to our friend Brett and everything like that.
Mhm.
It's so hard to not lump all the people that work there with the station in and of itself, right? And I hate to do that because, of course, like we said about KCBS and like I'll say about CBS News, there are so many good journalists and reporters that still work there that want to get the story out, just like the 60 Minutes reporter, right? Like they're still journalists. They still have integrity. They still want to do the story, but it's being killed by higher ups, right? And so what do? Do you quit and then just hand over CBS to people that are just going to bow to the Trump administration
That's
when,
a problem.
when Brendan Carr says that they're going to have a bias monitor that's going to answer to the president of a news organization on whether or not a story is biased, a la Barry Weiss, like who gets to decide if something's biased? If you get both sides, it shouldn't be biased. The reporter should have freedom to do the story because they are a journalist. If it's checked through the lawyers and everything like that, and it's a story, we don't need an ombudsman. We don't need anything like that. Like, let the
Mhm.
story air.
So
I don't
on
know.
one hand, if you're the reporter who feels hamstrung and can't do their job, that's got to be horribly frustrating. And I could see why you would want to quit. Plus, making a point like, how can I work for a place that would do
Right.
this? But if you do quit, and if you don't keep trying to fight the good fight, and shine the light on the stories that are being hidden and buried, then there's no one else left behind to do it. So you lose that way. You're
Yeah.
damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah. It's so hard because I don't know if you keep hearing that stupid ad on the radio or on Hulu or wherever I keep hearing it, like, I'm done watching the news. I just want the facts. I just, you know what I mean? And it's this narrative that people have that they can't watch the news anymore because it's biased or it's left leaning or right leaning or whatever. And it's because of situations like this, right? It's because of this narrative that is being pushed by people like Barry Weiss, right?
Mhm.
Like people that actually are the head of news organizations that are saying, yes, it is biased. It's not biased. It's not biased because the president of the United States does not like negative news stories about him because people are telling the truth about him lying. That is the problem. Donald Trump lies. And when you call him out on it, he thinks that that is the lie. And that's gaslighting. It's
No, he
so
knows he
frustrating.
knows that's not the lie, but he thinks if he says the lie, that's all he needs to say.
But he's been saying it for so long that now people are believing it. And that's the problem, is that people are believing that the news is lying about Donald Trump when he's just total bullshitting. Like, and I think that's the whole thing about the economy. And that's why some people are waking up to it. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why do you keep telling me that I have more money in the, saying that the stock market is doing excellent is not meaning that there's more money in people's bank accounts, right? Like that does not equal that. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And so stop telling John on the farm that that's what that equals because it doesn't. So yeah, I don't know. news and what happens to news is going to be interesting. Here's the other thing, Kim. I also think news is desperate, especially television news, because they see the writing on the wall, right? Like they know people don't need to watch television news at all. I mean, who said it? I just saw it. Yeah, Vanessa said it. Ironically, I probably wouldn't have watched 60 Minutes, but I watched the story online because of the controversy.
Yeah.
That sums it up perfectly, Vanessa, right? So nobody would have, not nobody, but like a lot of people would have never seen it because they don't watch 60 Minutes anymore. 60 Minutes isn't must-watch television anymore. Some people don't even watch Sunday night news. You know, remember it used to be you watched news in the morning. For me, I used to watch Peter Jennings in the evening, right? Like it was like dinner time and Peter Jennings. That was my growing up, right? And that was it. That was news. Morning, evening, and then it was like evening television, like game shows and whatever. There's so much more news and commentary out there that you've got to fight for those eyeballs so they know they have to present something shocking to you. And it's going to fail. It's going to fail.
I think it depends on what segment of the population you're trying to reach. You and I, you know, we get our, and many of the rest of us here get our news maybe online throughout the day. Right. Or, you know, through whatever that means, websites or YouTube or, you know, shows like this or whatever else. But there are older folks, I want to say older folks that get their news in the old fashioned way. Like my mom watches 60 Minutes every Sunday. And we know we don't call her during that time because she won't, you know, she'll be like, I'm sorry, I can't talk watching 60 Minutes. Like that's her thing. So if it doesn't air for her, then she has much less of a chance of seeing it. When it's on a major network, I don't think we're done with major networks quite yet. I think there are people who, and then you go online and you see on the CBS website or people talking about, you know, but if you clamp down on the story, unless it hadn't been shown on Canadian TV, we wouldn't have it. If they clamped down on the story and didn't release it, we wouldn't be able to watch it online. So there is still the networks are still paying people to do news.
They are for now, but they're not paying a lot. I'm sorry. Like, okay, just to go back to radio, I turned on KCBS the other day. I don't know how many new names I heard that I have never heard before. There's so many new people that are working there. And this is kind of an offshoot, but it tells you where things are going. The fact that the Oscars in a couple of years are going to go to YouTube exclusively.
Right.
If that doesn't tell you the writing on the wall that Hollywood sees, if you're going to move now, okay, a lot of people are like, who watches the Oscars, right? Like that's going to be the claim. Well, who cares? Because nobody watches the Oscars. The fact that they're going to take an award show, an iconic, I don't care what you say, an iconic award show in a few years and move it to YouTube means that very high up people have looked at the trends of television in general and have said, you know what? TV, network television isn't even worth airing the Oscars. That tells you so much. Now, I know people like the Oscars are nothing, but that tells you something. Like they're like, nope, we're not even going to do that. Like, and they're going to move it to YouTube, which says a lot about YouTube. Like a lot of people are liking this platform for, and I know you were mentioning an older demographic. My father-in-law loves watching YouTube. Every time I go over there, he's always on YouTube. I think as older generations go, that's where they're going to start going. And YouTube, it's a never-ending pit of like wherever you want to go, whatever you like. It's worse. I mean, not worse, but it's the internet on steroids of content, of news, of whatever, because anybody can create any channel they want for free. So I think it's going to be a whole new world where we get information, news, entertainment, and the Oscars moving to YouTube, I think is just kind of the canary in the coal mine network. I just do.
It's a problem because what YouTube gives you is once you watch a show like this, then they start serving up things to you that are, similar in nature.
Right.
Maybe they serve up the Mark Thompson show to you, or they serve
Yes.
up whatever else. But you don't get that if going back to Peter Jennings and the evening news on ABC. And there will be people that will argue with me and say, oh, mainstream media, they just, they said what, the establishment wants them to say, and it was never fact-based. I disagree with that. Just knowing what we were all taught the tenets of news are, of journalism are, I believe that news people historically, at least in my lifetime, not now anymore, have wanted to share the truth, have wanted to tell the truth, have wanted to better democracy by helping people be informed. And you can't say that anymore because you're not going to be informed if you're only getting one side of something.
Of course. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I personally think, and I've said this many times, and I don't like, and I don't particularly unless I'm preparing for the show, which I prepare all week long. So I guess I do kind of listen to it. But CNN and MSNBC and things like that, NBC News, I only watch it in clips online. I don't ever turn it on my TV. I really don't. The only thing that I really turn on as far as news is local. I mean, I watch local news because why? Because I want to know what the hell's going on locally. I want to know, the flood, the crime, the incident that happened. That's what I care about. The politics, the local politics. Even California news is covered by my local anchors, right? So again, somebody had just said video killed the radio star. I think the 24-hour news channel killed news. I do. I think that the 24-hour news channel killed real news. It definitely killed what the definition of breaking news was, right? Everything was breaking. Wolf Blitzer thinks that a breaking news story lasts for 36 hours. It's you can't keep up the breaking news chyron all day. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense, but you do want a 24-hour news channel because you don't know when people are tuning in. So I don't know. It's just, it's hard. It's hard, especially in our history,
It's to the point where now, because I'm always looking for news stories and kind of curating the news to put together. And I feel like now with different networks being in the pocket of Trump, I'll look at something on ABC. I'll see a story there that I find interesting to talk about. Then I go back and look for it in other places. And I'm now employing the 3 sources rule. The 3 sources rule is you see a story, you can't report that story unless you can corroborate that at least 3 other sources are saying the same thing, right? And where are they getting that information? It has to come from different places. And then you are more assured that what you're telling people is true. So
Absolutely.
I'm now for almost every story, if I see it on ABC, I want to go see what other people are saying about it. I want to see what each, I want to see what CBS and NBC and The Hill and Politico and all these different places are saying. And I want to see what each perspective is. So it's so much more work, but at least when we present a story, whatever it is here or wherever else, that, we know that what we're saying is the truth.
I love that you mentioned that because I do the exact same thing. And I specifically also go to conservative sites.
Yeah.
The most conservative I'll go is Fox News, obviously. I'm not going to go to Newsmax or OAN or anything.
That's just
But I'll go to Fox News and I'll see how they're debating it. You know what I mean? Because I'll even say sometimes Fox News is even they're like, I can't believe this shit. You know what I mean? But I want to see how are you guys taking this? You know what I mean? It's because sometimes it's hilarious. What's his name? Scott Jennings. I can't see him.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Freaking annoying.
Hate is the wrong word. I highly dislike that fellow.
He has gotten worse. You know what I mean? If you want to see if you want to see what happens when you start, having to kowtow to everything that Trump does, just look at Scott Jennings. He used to be so much better, and now it's just like, come on, man. I don't even think you're buying it. He looks like he's aging exponentially, but whatever.
Like, what happened to make him such a dark heart inside? What happened to that guy?
Money.
In his life?
It's money. It's money. it's the same way that Bongino is leaving the FBI. He wants to go. He wants to go back to sharing commentary. He's like, telling the truth is way too hard. Can I just go back to beating people a load of BS and get paid? Like that is why he wanted to leave. I'm telling you. Hackers are using AI or Adobe Premiere to fake videos of news now. Absolutely. Although I'm telling you, I like Cameo. You know what? The best news does come from comedy. I love watching Jon Stewart. He still must watch for
and
me.
Jimmy Kimmel. Absolutely.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, here's my kids coming home.
Salad Shoemaker says my dad still watches news on TV and he's 75. Mama watches the news in Spanish. Interesting. I wonder what the different perspective is there. That would be an interesting comparison.
Yeah, like how are they not selling it. I hate using that word, but the perspective of like, how do you translate? That's a good word. How do you translate what the administration is saying? You know what I mean? Does it carry over? Like, how does that work? It has, I don't know. This day and age, again, we're living through historic times as everyone always is, but I'm okay, here's the question. Let's just kind of put a pin in this one before we move on. Are you optimistic about 2026? Because I was sure as shit not optimistic about 2025.
Yes.
I was like, you gave that a lot of thought.
Okay. Well, because every day I wake up and every day, as we say, the Maroon in the White House does something else ridiculous, like try to slap his name on a ship or a building or whatever else. Yes. Am I optimistic? Yes, because of the midterms, because I feel if you get weighted down by all the negativity and you have no light at the end of the tunnel kind of in a way, then you kind of get brought down by all this. And I think that we need to have these things to hold on to of there is hope. That there is hope that we can fight back, that there is hope that we'll get through this. So yeah, I want to be optimistic, and it's hard day by day, but I feel like with the midterms coming up and with cracks in the MAGA foundation that seem to be showing themselves every day, yeah, I think there's hope.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about 2026. Both personally, I just think that this is going to be a good year. I try to be optimistic. I think I was very pessimistic to start this year because of obviously the election, and it was like, are you freaking serious? So it was very hard to start 2025, right? Like we were just, I think everyone just started the year like with a big sigh, at least, our neck of the woods. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about where we're going. I'm apprehensive about big things like healthcare and some Supreme Court decisions and things like that. But yeah, there's, this is going to be a very big year. Kim, our daughters start their senior year of high school this year. Our daughters start their senior year of high school this year.
It makes me think, did I do it? I'm going to cry. Did I do enough? Did I do enough to make sure that she'll go out into the world and be a good person? Did I do enough to give her a foundation? Did I teach her all the things I was supposed to teach her to keep her safe in this world? Oh, it gives me anxiety. Did I do all the things I'm supposed to do?
If there is anything I could tell you, Kim, you did. You did. I know, but it blew like my best friend, April, her daughter is like a second daughter to me, Emma. She graduates this year because her senior year because of the birthdays, but her daughter and my daughter are 6 months apart, and I'm just like, I can't believe that she's graduating, and then Marley's going to graduate next year, and then it's this big question of like what you said, obviously I believe that I have. I hope I have. I think, but you don't start raising your children just because they graduated from high school, obviously. I do want to transition though. There was this article in SF Gate. And it's have you heard of the doormat mom? Did you read this article?
No.
Okay. So there's this woman and her social media handle is doormat mom. And SF Gate columnist Drew Magri calls her the worst parent on the whole internet. And this is Festivus time, right? Like Festivus for the rest of us, right? Like,
yes.
So it's the airing of grievances, right? So this is, I remember one year we did this, and then we tried to do it a second year in a row when I was a kid. My grandmother was alive at the time, and we all sat around one holiday and we told each other what bothered each other.
Oh my God.
We aired our grievances. Yeah. And in the Maduro household, 1 year. Then we're like, if we're gonna do it a second year, I don't know if we're gonna survive. It was hilarious. We almost peed our pants. It was really, really funny, but I don't think we should do it every year. But anyways,
that's
this
so funny.
woman, she started this social media account because her daughter, she's estranged. She's 59 years old. Her name's Laura Wellington. And she's basically, she's estranged from her daughter. And she says, there's no reason why I should be estranged from my daughter. I did nothing wrong. And I'm tired of when people hear that I'm estranged from my daughter, they automatically think I did something wrong. But I didn't do anything wrong. She's just basically fill in the blank, right? Like she's done something wrong. And she's like, I'm done being a doormat. Like, you don't want to talk to me. I gave you everything. I did this for you. I did that for you. And I'm done. You know, I'm basically pushing back. So
is that really reflective though of the reality of the situation? I mean, this could be a person who, you know, spent a lifetime emotionally abusing their kid and is the kind of person that can never admit they've done anything wrong or can't see it. And so do we really believe that she's, you know, someone who is innocent and doesn't deserve a no contact?
Well, that's what she's saying. Although they say in this article, 10% of the US population is estranged from a parent or a child at any given time. And obviously with tensions over politics and social issues, it's becoming more and more likely. Wellington says she has 140,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram combined. She says she broke off ties with one of her adult daughters. She's still in contact with her other children. She has a fine relationship with her other kids. Okay. She says she broke off ties with one of her adult daughters in the summer of 2024 after learning that she would not be invited to her wedding. She says she's a good mom. She doesn't understand what went wrong, but she realized that her daughter did not want to have a relationship with her. She says, I got the message loud and clear. It shouldn't be on me to wait and see if she comes around. And she says, it's not always the parent's fault. She says, yes, there are abusive parents with kids who are correct in cutting them off, but there are also well-meaning and loving parents who are unjustly hurt. And rather than wait around for crumbs from their children, parents should get on with their lives. Thoughts?
Okay. So I'm sure that there's a situation where that's true, but it seems to me, and who knows, if I were in her situation, maybe I would think differently, but I feel like no matter how old your child is, it's your responsibility. You should want not only to be, you know, duty bound, but you should have the desire to try to fix it, try to figure out what happened here. Why is your child feeling the way they're feeling?
Yeah.
I'm not a no contact, low contact kind of person. You know, if there's something wrong, it will eat at me until we make sure that we get it right, that we get the problem out there, that we figure out what's happening and we get to the other side of it. You know, there are some relationships that are not important enough to do that with, but your child, I would think that's one of the most important relationships you have in your life. And to just blow it off and say, all right, well, easy come, easy go, I'm out.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do it.
No. The only thing I could think of, you know, is if this is the only scenario in which I could imagine, and I still can't imagine me doing this, is if it's a divorced family, right? Like you don't live in the same household as the child. So it's like you're already separated and now the kid is just not in contact with you already every day. And so now there's even more of a separation. I can kind of see that happening. But a child that I raised every day for my whole entire life, and then all of a sudden they move out of my household and now they don't invite me to their wedding, like I would need to know why. And for this mom, to say, I have no idea why my daughter did not invite me to the wedding, I call BS. I'm like,
there's a reason.
There's a reason. It doesn't go from I'm talking to my mom every day or I'm just talking to my mom regularly to I'm not inviting her to my wedding.
To the wedding. Right.
There has to have been
There's something going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either the mom is a wackadoo and the daughter's afraid she's going to make some kind of scene, or the mom has done something really offensive, or maybe the daughter has mental illness, but whatever it is, there's a reason for it and something that needs to be addressed. You don't just, throw up a TikTok and say, guess what? My kid is the worst. And so I'm walking away.
Yeah.
Teacher Lori. That says something in itself right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It says, my mom disowned me for 2 years when I moved in with a non-Jewish guy. And after that, used to try to set me up in front of him. Had I married him, wouldn't have wanted her at my wedding.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Lord, I love your stories. I am telling you, I adore your stories.
And I could see her point. If she's not supportive of the relationship.
Well, okay, so there you go. Yeah.
But I think even if a mom isn't supportive of the relationship, because we could see maybe how this thing's going to go south. In this case, it was a religious thing. But you still want to show up for your child, even if you don't think they're making the best choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, I just can't imagine what I would do. Okay, but here's the other thing. I will give this mom this much. And I won't even say I'm an experienced mom. I only have a 16 and a 14-year-old. I don't have a 30-year-old child. I don't know what it's like to have a 30-year-old child, right? Like, I don't know what that feels like to have to deal with a spouse of a child that I might not like, right? Like, I have no idea. I'm hoping I love my kids like spouses. I am praying, you know what I mean, for that reality. So I have no idea what it's like. Okay. But this is just me right now. I'm not a perfect mom. I don't think any parent thinks that they're perfect. So I could imagine, a scenario where, and I'm just imagining, where there could be a kid that's a spoiled little brat. And it's just like, you know what? You didn't give me X, Y, and Z. And so I'm not speaking to you anymore. For me to imagine that can't happen is naive, right?
I think that can happen. And I think that's the new way. You see all these stories, these AI stories or the am I the a-hole stories where, all these people are going no contact or low contact with their relatives for various reasons. Some may be deserved, some not. But it seems like that's the new go-to.
Right.
Instead of working it out, that's the new way to handle things.
Mama says, on the flip side, there are plenty of kids who are ashamed of their parents. I've seen it sometimes with immigrant families. Parents are uneducated or too country, and kids are ashamed. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. That makes me feel yucky. Like, those are your parents. Like, okay, I'm just going to go on record and say this. I get it. Like, it's one of those movies. Aren't a million movies made like where you bring your rich boyfriend home and to country? Wasn't that Sweet Home Alabama? I mean, wasn't that the whole thing of like Sweet Home Alabama or something like that, right? Like your family's too country or they're just not up to snuff and you're ashamed of them because they don't use the right fork or whatever. And they're actually really cool. You just have to get to know them. Or even immigrant families, they work their ass off to probably give you a better life. You're going to shame them for that. You're here for a reason. So I don't know. I don't like that at all.
I don't like that either. It's very pretentious. It's a denial of who you are and where you come from, which again says something more about you than about them.
Exactly. Agent Kitty says, I'm no contact with my sister. Have not spoken to her in years. I have good reasons for that, yet people still give me shit for it. But she's family. Well, family can be dicks too.
Yeah.
I have family members that do not talk on my side of the family, not immediate, but they don't talk. And it is what it is. It's weird. I think it's weird. Like, I cannot imagine a world in which for instance, I don't talk to my brother. And I don't talk to my brother every day. We do not have a relationship.
Right.
I have a relationship with my brother in which when we are together, and I get to see him on Friday, when me and my brother are together, it's as if we live next door to each other, right? Like we are that close, but I don't talk to him for months at a time. Like we are not that, I'm not a phone person either. So that I don't think either of us really are. So I don't need to do that. It's not like I'm like calling him about my day, but like, for instance, like on Thanksgiving, we were playing a game and we had to name this like something that related to a greenhouse. Okay. Like we had to name something that reminded you of a greenhouse. And I just looked at him and we both said the same answer. You know what I mean? No. It was, you know what it was? If anybody knows the key reference, and this is the most random thing. We looked at each other across the table and both said, Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
What?
It's a movie by Rebecca De Mornay.
I know what the movie is, but I don't remember there being a greenhouse in it.
There's a greenhouse. The wife had a greenhouse, and and Rebecca De Mornay like slashed the glass, and it fell on her. I swear to God, my brother and I just looked at each other across the screen, greenhouse, and we both thought the exact same thing. Like,
that's so funny.
It was so funny, but that's the kind of relationship my brother and I have.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine not having a relationship with him at all.
Right.
But there are some people that do not talk to their siblings.
But that's because you have a cool sibling. There are, what if the only time you ever talked to your sibling or they had a drug issue and they only ever called you for money? Or
exactly.
They did something horrible to you. What if your sister was constantly trying to seduce your husband? Like I could see reasons for, if you had someone who was a bad person in your orbit, how you might not want that. We happen to be fortunate, both of us, in that we have a sibling that we adore, but that's not always the case. It just depends on the luck of the draw as to who you get.
And then I can't imagine not liking your child's spouse. Like that is, I don't know how many stories I have with coworkers who don't like their children's spouse. And I pray every day, not every day, but I really hope that I don't live in a family in which I don't like my child's spouse. I don't know how I will live. I really don't know how I will live if that's the case, but that would be awful. You know what I mean? Like because that would come in between the relationship. That would be another thing. Holidays would suck. That would suck.
Have to think that there is a reason that your child chose that person for whatever reason, that there's something to love.
My face would give it away, Kim. I don't think I'd be able to do it. I just don't.
You have to look deeper and not just go on surface.
No, but my face would give it away. Like I think every time they entered my house, I'd be like, "Ugh, really? You're here? Can you just not come this time?" I'm positive that my children will choose people that I like, but at least I'm hoping so. So I don't know.
Throw your arms open and welcome everybody.
I think I'm nice enough to do that. Okay. Well, speaking of opening your arms and giving love, I wanted to get your take on this story.
Okay.
This is a Hollywood story. George Clooney says he is no longer kissing girls on screen after a conversation with his wife, Amal. He says that he wants to give respect to his marriage. Okay. And apparently Paul Newman, I never knew that did this. He's taking a cue from actor Paul Newman, where he's no longer kissing women on screen. So he's not going to take any roles in which he's going to kiss a woman on screen. Now, I think that George Clooney is getting up there in years. I still think he has a lot of kissing roles in which he could do.
Yeah, he does.
I think it's kind of BS. I do think it's kind of, and he also says that him and Amal never argue, which I also call BS on. Not that you have to argue with your spouse, like in a bad way, but disagreements is normal, I would say. But the kissing thing, you're an actor. Are you telling me, this is what I'm hearing George Clooney say, that all the roles in which you were kissing before, you think you were cheating? Is this the line that I'm supposed to follow you down? But
if your person came to you and said, listen, it bothers me. This bothers me a lot. I have a real hard time with it when you're kissing all these beautiful women and you have millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I just don't think you're trying to make a name for yourself and succeed in this business. You've shown that you can, that you have. And I don't think you need to be kissing people anymore.
Well, I mean, she married an actor.
Yeah.
That makes zero sense. And it's George Clooney. Like, it's not like you married, a non-attractive actor,
right?
Like, you married George Free. It's like Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Like, you married an attractive actor. I think there was an article I was reading where he was saying that he had to practice kissing with Julia Roberts like 80 times or something.
Yeah.
He was exaggerating. And she's like, what? And it's because they were laughing so much.
Right. Yeah.
They don't see it as, sexual or something like that. Yeah. It's just acting. So if it's just acting, I could never marry an actor though. I don't think I would feel comfortable about it anyway. I think that I would be like them all. I'd be like, I don't want to see, especially on the big screen, over and over and over again, my spouse fall in love with somebody. Right?
Yeah. Teacher Lori said maybe she finally got secure enough to tell him. Absolutely.
She's gorgeous. I mean, he seems to love her.
It's not cheating because that's your job. It's part of your job. And she did get into this marriage knowing that. But I don't see a problem with saying that something bothers me. Can we, change the way we do things here?
He's going to lose a lot of roles though. He's going to lose a lot of money. I mean, come on.
Or maybe if he has a role that involves some type of, physical
kissing
contact with someone, kissing or more, then maybe they consider it together, and she reads the script and they talk about how important it could be, or what the message of the movie is, or why he feels compelled to do it. Right. Absolutely.
Or can you fake kissing? Because there's always those scenes where, like, you turn your head and you're not really kissing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Or get a body double.
Oh, that's a good idea. Like, it'd be somebody else that's kissing. Although there's always that slow-mo kiss scene. You have to have at least one. I mean, Jesus Lord, I don't know. I just feel like,
yeah.
And then the whole idea of never arguing with your spouse and that being something to be proud of. Do you think that that's a healthy thing?
I don't, because, and it not only just because are you suppressing something? Like, are you not really having these discussions? Are you never getting frustrated with each other? Because that seems more normal to me. But also, what I've read, thank God for me, shows that this is how kids learn to deal with conflict, right? Yes. When they see the parents say, I'm angry at you, or, they get angry. It shows them that getting angry is normal. It's part of life. And here's a good example as to how you handle it. And if you don't handle it right, circling back around and telling them, okay, I didn't handle this right. I shouldn't have raised my voice, or whatever it was. But that's how kids learn. So what are their twins just thinking like that people don't get angry in life?
Yeah, and then how do you deal with it
when you go out into the world, right?
Yeah. They're like, what is this thing called arguing? What is this thing called arguing? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Vanessa says Amal's being unreasonable. Even some porn stars are married. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I could do that.
No. That's a big no.
Kevin says, how does she feel about gay roles where he kisses men? I don't know. Has he ever done a role like that? I don't think he's ever done a role.
I don't know.
But maybe. I mean, Clooney's too old to be doing leading man roles. No, he's not. No, he is not. Any movies that you guys are looking forward to seeing this Christmas? That one with Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman, Song Blue something or whatever.
Song Blue, yeah.
Yeah, that one looks good. Yeah, no Brokeback Mountain with the George Clooney though. I don't think that that's going to be happening.
He wasn't in that.
No, he wasn't in that.
But there was AI says that he was offered a role in a remake of Brokeback Mountain.
They were going to remake it. It's not even that old, is it?
No, either.
Are we that old?
I don't know.
No, Phineas. I started the Jay Kelly movie, and then I fell asleep on the couch. Did you finish it? And did you like it? I was kind of like, it was a little too meta for me. I don't know. It was just a little too inside baseball about film, and I don't know. Maybe because I was watching it too late in the evening and I fell asleep on the couch. Did you like it? Let me know if it's worth it again. Yeah, he's like this actor who, I don't know, he finishes a movie. All I got is he finishes a movie and he gets depressed, and then I kind of fall asleep.
I turned on a movie last night while I was doing laundry and doing things called G20. about like the G20 summit that was supposedly to take place in South Africa, and it's one of these kind of thrillers, the president's under attack, the world's under attack movie, with Viola Davis as the president. And it's so cliche, and it's so like, those movies, White House Down or President. It's one of those movies where it's like, really, okay. But it kind of hooked me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, tis the season, right? Tis the season to watch cheesy ass movies. So, I'll probably be watching a lot of fun movies. What I'm also not going to be doing today. Now, Kim, you still have some Christmas shopping to do?
I have some stocking stuffers that I still have to pick up for my mom. Yeah.
Anybody else? Let me know in the comments. Are you doing any shopping today? My husband always likes to make the joke tomorrow that he has to start his Christmas shopping. And taking the credit card away from him. But there was some research that came out that says of 2,000 Americans who celebrate Christmas, 35% plan to use a credit card for holiday purchases.
Ouch.
But only 17% pay their credit card in full. So 70% of credit card users expect to carry a balance into 2026.
See,
I pay everything with cash.
You have to, because if you don't, think about how much that thing is costing you, right? The price is not the price. If you charge it and you let it sit there, no.
I have to pay everything. I had to pay. I just don't want any bills going into 2026. Then obviously I have rent and normal things that I'm always going to have to pay for. I sure as hell do not want any Christmas gifts coming into 2026. My husband even just asked me, he's like, because he wants to buy some stuff for his coworkers at work, and he was going to put it on the credit card. And I was like, no, I do not want that charge on my credit card bill next month. I already have my PG&E bill that I got to pay for next month, which is going to be astronomical. So let's not even add this one. No shopping. No shopping tomorrow. Tomorrow, I hope to just do wrapping, and that's about it. But as far as the other popular thing that people are doing are putting things on layaway again. You remember layaway used to be
back in the old days, right?
And now it's definitely coming back. And I just don't, if you can't afford it now, why would you be able to afford it later? Like, that makes zero sense to me at all. Agent says, I use my card for everything because it accrues airline miles, but you pay it off every month. I can do that. And you can do that. But most people don't do that. And I'm that way. Like, I pay off my credit card bill every single month. I have a credit card and I do use it, but I pay it off every month.
Right. If
you don't do that and you're not in the habit of doing that, then don't use it. Just don't do it at all. Because there's nothing worse than having, especially ones with miles. They have some of the highest APR ever. Yeah. They give you such high APR because they're giving you those miles.
I think I would rather not have a present. If I knew someone was going to charge it and it would, sit there accruing interest, I would take it back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't even go into debt by giving me a gift.
No, it's not worth it. Just
have you done any white elephant parties or gifts or anything like that this year?
Well, at my book club, we do a gift exchange, which is, you pick a number and you can steal the gift.
Oh, yeah.
But the gifts are good. They're not like the bad white elephant
right.
gifts.
Yeah. So did you get anything good?
What did I get? I got an UGG blanket.
Ooh, that's
nice. Really fuzzy and soft. Yeah. Did you do one?
We did one with some of our friends, but we did one where James and I both brought a gift. Yes, you're gonna laugh at me. So we brought what was the other gift? James, what was the other gift? So my gift that I gave was a bidet.
Oh, of course you did.
What was the other gift besides the bidet that we gave? It was booze and the cup. Oh, I got the cup.
It was buzz balls.
We gave a bunch of buzz balls, and we got that cup where you turn it sideways. And one of them, the one that I wanted, said "fuck Trump," but instead of "fuck Trump," because I didn't know people's politics, it just said "fuck the shit." And so, it looks like tire tracks. Has anyone seen those? And then when you turn it, it says it, but when you look at it straight and you're just drinking coffee, it looks like tire tracks on the cup. But then when you turn it to the side, so we got that. We got a bunch of buzz balls. So it was like this drinking one, and then I got people a bidet.
What's a buzz ball?
It's an alcohol. But if you go into the bar or in the liquor store, it looks like a ball.
Okay.
And there's like a coffee one. I've never actually had them.
Oh.
I will tell you, when I was a nurse at a middle school, we kept finding them in middle school backpacks.
No.
Terrible. They will get you messed up. Yeah. So we put a bunch of those. I stole actually really cool. I got the burrito blanket. You know, it looks like a tortilla.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's actually really soft.
We had a baby blanket like that.
So I got that. And in addition to it, in the bag, they put all sorts of stuff to make nachos. So I got a big old bag of tortilla chips and the nacho cheese and jalapenos. So I got a whole thing. It was all Mexican themed. And then what did you get? He doesn't remember. What did you get, babe?
I got tabletop cornhole.
Oh yeah, he got tabletop cornhole.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it was a pretty good white elephant party. But there were some really good gifts, actually. I like the ones where it's not lame gifts, but I was able to find, we had to keep it under $30, and I was able to find a real bidet because it was Christmas time for under $30. Just saying, best gift ever.
You inspired me to get my mom one, and she said best gift ever in the world.
Once you go bidet, go back.
My husband's the one that installed it, and then when I bought one for her, I bought an extra one thinking we'd just put it in and try it out because they're not that expensive, right?
No, they're not.
He put it in and he's like, this is life-changing.
Thank you.
You won't go back. Use it. I will not use it.
Why?
I don't want it's because it's cold. It's
Who cares? It wakes your ass up, literally.
It's a stream of chilly water shooting straight at your where. No, thank you.
It cleans you. I am telling you.
I'll take a shower.
I know we've had this conversation many times.
I'll do a little spritzel with the warm water.
You can have one that does the warm water, and they can get expensive. I am telling you, you can buy some top of the line bidets, but all you need is a stream of water to clean your butt. And I am telling you, once you go bidet, you will never feel clean again. Every time I go on vacation, I'm going to Arizona. It's so disappointing. It is so disappointing.
You tell your brother he needs to install some bidets.
It is so disappointing. I'm like, it's just awful. I'm just saying, if you need a gift, a last minute gift, change somebody's life. Tell them to use it.
Order the bidet.
Once you go bidet, you never go back. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There's this video online that has a balloon. It shows you the difference, and the balloon knot. It tells you everything you need to know. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Okay.
Some people to thank. Harry Magnan says having a Maduro mule and a kamikaze and predicting a blue wave in 26 and 28. I'm praying we get there. He says, thank you for a great year. Merry Christmas, Nikki and Ken.
Thank you,
Harry. Thank you for being part of this cool community we've created and for your contributions and your sense of humor. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
I love all of our donations. Thank you. Oh yeah, the heritage chicken
is delicious. Dee says, "I'm so grateful for YouTube reminders that you beautiful ladies are live."
Set your reminders, you guys. Don't forget to hit the bell. Yep. I know some people always write, they're like, "I didn't get the reminder." You have to hit the bell. I don't know if YouTube kind of messes up sometimes because I always hear from some people that they don't get the alerts. I don't know. I'm not Mr. YouTube or Mrs. YouTube.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and your families. You're both so appreciated for keeping us informed.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you, so much.
Really, really nice. Luis, Merry Christmas to my favorite YouTube moms. I think we read that one. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you.
Cindy says, with a 20, thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Learning people are recently hired by this government or buffoons. No, I knew that before. I'm just constantly shocked at the level of buffoonery that keeps rising to the surface.
I love it.
Hope 2026 brings a healthy year and great San Francisco Giants
season.
Yes. Many more great Nikki and Kim and Mark shows.
And a Niner Super Bowl. That Niner game, I saw the comment earlier. That last Niner game was amazing. We still have hope. We're in the playoffs. It'd be at Levi's Stadium. I mean, my God. Yes. Just get a Christmas miracle. Okay, go ahead.
Sammer, love the 10. Thank you so much. Thanks. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to both of you. Hopefully we will have a peaceful year ahead of us.
Yes.
Peaceful. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
After everything, we need the peace.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
absolutely. We do indeed.
You're
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
And I hope business is going really well at the restaurants.
Absolutely.
Ren with
Ren.
says, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You two are fabulous. So are you, Ren. She says, have a good break with your families from Ren and Cameo. So nice.
Thank you guys so
Really
much for
nice.
being here.
Yeah.
We will be back. This is our last show of 2025. We're going to be back on January. What did we say? It's the 8th. Hold on. I'm going to look it up so I can give the right.
Is that a Tuesday? What is that?
The 8th of January is a Thursday. It's our normal day.
So we're taking next week off.
Yes, we're taking next week off, and then we'll be back January 8th.
Yes.
Congress will be back in session too, so they'll be back as well. And we will be back as well. So please join us. Hit that bell so you will not miss us. I want everyone to stay safe and have a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Who's over here?
Everybody.
Oh, there's Dylan. Happy holidays.
Hi, Dylan. Merry Christmas, buddy.
I'm saying Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bend down so they can see your face. There you go.
Oh, what a cutie.
Dylan. There he is. So yeah, we'll be back on January 8th. I want you guys to join us. So thank you guys for being here. And again, Kim and I are just so grateful for you guys being here each and every Thursday.
True.
So Thursday, January 8th at 5:00, we will be here. And be safe. Don't drink and drive. We want everyone to stay safe, and we love you. So from my family and from Kim's family, from all of us to all of you, Merry Christmas to all.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Go Niners!
And go Niners!
Go Niners.
Bye.
Nikki, you're all so awesome. You're sprout, like a beautiful blossom. You're also the best. I really can't rest. You're all so awesome.
Wow. Okay.